Welcome, everyone, to the Please Seat Yourself podcast, the show where guests bring surprise topics, and I try to keep up. We welcome you, and please seat yourself. Again, we welcome everybody to the Please Seat Yourself podcast. I'm Gregory Harmer. You probably already know that. Not in like an arrogant way, but if you're listening to this, you're probably a friend or relative of mine. So I'd like to introduce you to my guest for this episode. Sitting to my immediate right, Paul Delache.
Hello.
Welcome, Paul.
Thank you.
You immediately gave the thumbs up.
Yeah,
on audio podcast. You're like, yeah, baby.
Well, now that you gave the audio description, I think we're good.
Okay. Yeah. And then sitting to the right of Paul is Ethan Hunter.
Welcome.
Who, as you can tell, is the husband of Ashley Hunter from the last episode. And you started great.
Yeah.
I welcome both of you. For those who don't know you guys, I think it's important to mention that I am without a doubt the shortest person sitting at this table because you guys are a collective 13 feet tall, probably, if I put the two of you together.
We're close to that.
Yeah,
we're 12 feet, 8 inches around there. Yeah.
You're how tall, Paul?
I actually 75.5 inches, so that's 6
No one talks that way.
I have to because it gives me
nobody
advantage.
talks that way.
It gives me advantage over the 6'3" guys.
75.
Yeah, 75.5 inches.
So that's 6 what?
6'3.5.
6'3.5".
Yeah.
Okay. And Ethan?
76 inches.
Oh, 76
Yeah,
inches.
yeah,
It really puts it in perspective. So tall people are just annoying, huh?
Only to short people.
Clearly.
Yeah.
You're like, I'm average. You're how tall? 6'4"?
6'4", yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Jeez. Got to make everything difficult. And we are going to have a special guest, surprise guest real quick. And the reason is because everybody has asked, and so it's going to happen. We're going to bring in George.
On cue, too.
On cue. This is George, everybody. I know that you can see him. Most importantly, I want you to be able to hear him.
Hello.
Give that mic a sniff, George. Oh, he's just licking his lips.
I was doing a George voice for you there.
But I want everybody to see him because this is the guy who gets referenced all the time. Okay? This is his little face, and this is his big belly. All right, George, you can get out of here now. Go take a nap. Thank you. And our George handler was Nicole Delache, Paul's wife.
Yeah.
So we thank you for that.
She did a good job, too.
She did excellent.
I thought that was pretty good.
That was awesome.
Yeah.
She's like,
If that was audio only, we could have just reused the description. This is his little face and his big belly. Could have been anybody.
And they're how tall? No.
Yeah, how many inches is your cat? Now we want to
I don't know. Less than 75.
see if he was tall, he would know, just like that.
He probably would know.
Yeah, he would.
Yeah, and she's like, you're like Vanna White, Nicole. I appreciate that. So first things first, we're going to start with comments from you guys from the last episode. Have you guys looked at any of the comments, by the way?
No.
I have not, no.
No. Okay. So I'd like to get into these because these are fun. This is the only part of the podcast where I really do something. The rest of it is on you guys. So this is my turn to be entertaining. Our first
the rest
comment
of it is just short king angst.
Okay, I'm 5'10" and a half.
Yeah.
How many centimeter, or what did you guys measure?
That would be 70.5 inches.
Jeez, how do you know that? Okay.
Someone will correct me later.
Apparently, with more height, you guys got more brains at the same time.
It's because our head is farther from our butts.
Oh, is that what it is? I forgot to tell you guys what we are and are not allowed to talk about.
Yeah. Who's in the memo? Who's in the memo?
I think that being 5'10" and a half just means that I really have to lean on trying to be funny and start podcasts. Because,
You're off to a good start.
Our first comment is from 30 Panther 30. Still don't know who this is. This is, I think, the second comment. or third from them. The reason everyone has a different view of road trips is because the only thing that makes something a road trip is your attitude toward your destination. Agree or disagree?
Disagree.
Why?
I stick by a road trip is anything longer than 4 hours in the car.
Yeah. Did you have any other additions you wanted to make to... Because this all started in episode 2 with Luke and how he
we're 3 episodes
categorized.
in on road trips now.
Yeah.
No, that's it.
What do
That's all I have.
you consider to be a road trip, Paul?
Tank of gas.
A tank of gas.
Yeah. A whole
tank.
Doesn't matter how long. Oh, like a full tank
Yeah,
of
like
gas?
a full tank of gas. Yeah.
And just make sure you're close enough on
sorry.
the mic. You guys
Sorry.
both have long
we
legs.
We got told about this too.
You guys both have long legs, and this is a comically small table. It's partially my fault.
Up closer. No, I remember Luke talked about, it's not a road trip unless you spend the night somewhere. But I think, there's day road trips. You maybe stop for a meal. I'm not talking about having snacks or anything like that. But you stop for a meal, you fill up the tank or something like that. But no, I think I agree with Ethan's thing about 4 hours or more. Absolutely.
You don't agree that it's your attitude towards your destination?
No.
I mean, if it was, you could go to Publix for 10 minutes and it'd be a road trip, right?
That's true. That's true. If it was only
For
attitude.
some people, that is a
That
road
is a
trip,
road trip.
okay? If you're a hypochondriac, that is
Yeah.
absolutely a road trip. Comment number 2, Brinkley. This is my mom. Ashley and Gabby were fantastic. October 21st and Elvis, because remember, you guys have the same.
I hope I remember.
She said, besties, agree. The only acceptable cover is the one from Crazy Rich Asians. And then she concluded her comment, welcome, you're welcome, welcome me.
Ooh, the only acceptable cover of that song is from Crazy Rich Asians?
Yeah.
Well, she's really going to hate when we get to my comment. But
Okay.
stand by.
Comment 3 is from, you know what? Let me just jump straight to your comment.
Okay.
Since you referenced it. That is funny, by the way, that I was both going to read your comment just normally, and then you happened to be on this episode. You commented, for the record, it wasn't the first Elvis I'd ever heard. 21 Pilots did a cover of it when we were at a concert, where it was the first time we held hands. Aw.
Yeah. Yeah, that was the reason it was like sentimental, is that there was a memory attached. I'd heard Elvis before, but to me Elvis was like this cheesy thing.
He was fat
overplayed.
Elvis.
Yeah,
He was
exactly.
Vegas Elvis.
I didn't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. That was the picture of Elvis in my head, and then we heard that song, and there was a memory attached. That's really
Okay, that's fair.
Yeah.
First time you held hands.
yeah.
Okay. And then you actually got a reply to your comment.
Oh, did I?
From Jarek. And he said, who was on the first episode, and he said, that cover needs more recognition.
Yeah.
I still haven't listened to it.
I mean, you have to like the ukulele to like it. If you're anti-ukulele, that's not going to change your
There's
mind.
a lot of uke in it.
Yeah.
Andrea G. I think it's time for a spin-off podcast exclusively about road trips.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, we are, like you said, 3 in, and we're still on road trips.
We're
Yeah, we
Still.
still are.
This is the kind of controversy Luke can create, even still being within the guidelines.
I went to Luke after I saw that podcast. I told him my next road trip. And he goes, where are you going? I said, okay, Orlando, Knoxville, Detroit, Chicago, Nashville, back home. Whoa. It's about a week, for all those trips.
So that's his ideal road trip.
Yes.
Yeah.
I still thought it was impressive that he went from New York to California and not go through Ohio, but that's another story.
Yeah, who did that? Oh, yeah, that was Luke, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Who just skipped right over Ohio.
Went through Canada.
Just to spite me. Our next comment, this is my father, Michael. He said, so I mistakenly wore 30-inch pants for my wedding 37 years ago. Now the younger men are wearing shorter pants to highlight their colorful socks, which look great. Ahead of my time, ?
Ooh, trendsetter.
Because he accidentally put on his best man's pants, and it looked like he was wearing floods.
But were his socks colorful?
No.
I'm sorry.
He had half of the equation right, which
you
was
were
the short
almost
pants.
there, but
Yeah.
not quite.
He needed colorful socks.
Not quite. It's like inventing the plane, but just the wings, not actually the way it flies.
I get that. Yeah.
I put
He
everyone.
contributed, but I don't think he gets the trend.
I put everybody into a fuselage.
Yeah.
Now I just need to figure out
How do we get them off the ground? Yeah.
how to get. Yeah. Our next comment comes from Tiff. This is your sister-in-law.
Okay.
She said, "I like geocaching?" Question mark.
That's an issue.
Because Ashley had a different take
right, yeah.
on geocaching.
Yeah.
So this is Ashley's sister. And then she switched topics and she said, "And I'm offended that you don't want to be bestie status with me after Utah. Tiff, you don't call, you don't write. What do you want me to do?" And then she concluded her comment, "Also, bioluminescence is plankton."
Yeah.
I actually did appreciate that clarification. I didn't know if it was algae or...
Yeah, it's a type of phytoplankton.
Yep.
How many inches is that? Or centimeters?
Very, very small.
Yeah.
I think most of them microscopic.
Yeah.
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 Okay. I just figured you guys with your weird counting, with your metric, whatever system.
I don't think inches metric? I don't think it is.
No.
That would be centimeters. I do not know
So
how
our
many
next comment.
centimeters.
Yes.
How many stone do you weigh?
You're talking about cubits next? Yeah. How many cubits tall are you?
This is from Lynn, who was on the same episode with Luke, episode 2. Shout out to Ashley for remembering I am also a Florida native. The one thing about hurricanes people may not know, respect with a T. Respect the wobble. However, Disney is a great place to go just before a hurricane. The place is empty.
Yes. Yes. Done it many times.
Yeah.
I
Many
haven't done it.
times.
Always wanted to, though.
It is cool. Like the night before, my daughter and I did that a couple times. We're like, hey, let's go. And it like rained, like we're in the parking lot, but we had the park to ourselves. We did it with Hollywood Studios. We did it with Epcot. We did it with the Magic Kingdom. Yeah. I highly recommend it.
You recommend that?
Absolutely.
So if you see that a hurricane's coming to Florida and you live anywhere else, book a ticket real quick and get here right before the hurricane.
If you have to book a ticket, it might be too late.
That'd be too far.
Yeah,
That'd be
that's
too
kind
far
of
for
a
you.
Floridian privilege.
Yeah.
Would you have... Oh,
Yeah.
FP.
Floridian
Yeah,
privilege.
Floridian privilege.
like we have to deal with the hurricane, but at least...
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Exactly.
Well, the downfall of that is you stop to fill up your tank before you get home and everyone's out of gas.
Yeah.
Then that's, then why you're still open? Yeah,
But then if you run out of
Right.
gas, you can call it a road trip, apparently.
Because you have to sleep in the car?
Yeah,
No, 'cause it's a tank of gas.
Because it's a tank of gas.
Oh, because it's a tank of gas. Okay.
It's a good
I
one.
thought you meant like it
Well
was going to
played.
take so long.
No, I knew what he was talking about.
Okay.
Like, that's good, man. Yeah.
We actually have another comment from Jarek talking about a separate thing. Because I had said in the last episode that I don't do anything quickly. He said, "Greg, you liar. You said you're not known for your speed at anything, but you couldn't pay someone to urinate faster than Gregory Harmer. I'm still
Oh, yeah.
I'm still not convinced you're washing your hands." Thanks, Jarek.
Wow.
No comment.
Yeah.
Well, I can't.
I know, yeah. Next.
I have no problem discussing this. However, I will not be posting it on the internet. Next comment. We have another comment from Skatesmore, who is Kate. She said, "When I illegally asked my question to the next guest, I was so hoping tinned fish would get brought up. This went exactly as planned."
The tinned fish.
The tinned fish.
The tinned fish.
That was the Everglades trip, was it not?
Yep, that was
Okay.
when we became besties twice over.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
By
didn't-
definition.
I didn't, right. Because we slept pretty close to each other.
That's it. Yeah.
But I thought that I opened up the fish. I opened it up once we got there. I wasn't cracking it open in the car.
Well, we were in different cars, so who's to say?
And we were in there. I brought my own car.
Yep.
I waited until we got there to
Yep.
open it. So
Yep.
is it that big of a deal? Should it be? That I had tinned fish in tomato paste?
No.
Okay.
No. I think it's acceptable.
Okay.
Camping food rules are different than regular food rules.
That's true.
They
Yeah.
are.
What did I have the first trip? Just dried beans? I had like a gallon of dried beans, and I was like, well,
Yes.
I had never, I'm not, it was my first time this kind
So
of
to
camping.
tell the story, we're gonna go over here, close up, push in.
Camera one.
Camera one, push in. It was a giant can of beans. It was allegedly his like primary source of nutrition.
Allegedly.
The issue was all of his food was can based, and there was no can opener to be had. Oh. Or way to heat the beans and make them edible.
I didn't have a way to
Nothing.
heat anything or cook
Just
anything.
Lots of beans. That's all he had.
Lots of cans.
Well, I didn't think about what kind of food I needed until we went to Walmart on the way to Zion, and they said, get whatever food you're going to need, and I panicked. And so I bought a gallon of dried beans and potato wedges.
Yep. And this is to add to the fact that, like, he flew in, we met him there, he rented. We don't need to go into the whole context, but, like, the level of preparedness. He's like, yeah, I rented my gear, and he gives us the address, and I'm expecting, like, maybe not an REI, but like a camping store, an outfitter, something.
Because I rented like my sleeping bag in the tent and like all the stuff that I couldn't bring on a plane.
So he's like, here's the address where it is. So we're expecting like a camping store.
Yeah.
Nope, a van in a parking lot.
Wow.
That was it. It
was a lady
Yep.
who looked like a hippie.
In a van in a parking
looked
lot.
like-
Craigslist deal?
who honestly looked like she lived in that van and used that sleeping bag.
Yep.
And she didn't even own the store. It was just a parking lot.
Okay.
So we pulled up and she's like, are you Greg? And I was like, depends. And
She goes, did you bring the beans?
Canned goods only, please.
The magic beans. So yeah, that's how I got all my camping gear. Yeah. So really, I don't think the dried beans are that huge of an issue. I did go to the other extreme though, and then our next camping trip, I bought tinned fish in tomato paste.
Yes.
I'll eventually figure out how to camp.
One day.
Our next comment comes from Not Sarah 99. Probably is Sarah.
Born in 99.
Born in 99. You guys are going to have to help me remember what this is a specific reference to, but she said top 10 list, question mark, drop the other 6. Is that top 10 besties? Is that what we're referring to?
I don't remember.
Okay.
No, I got nothing for you.
Sorry, Not Sarah.
She was 99, so she's not a MySpace person. This isn't like a MySpace friends list.
I just don't remember what the top 10 list was. I don't remember if that was like best friends list.
I think going on the general theme of the podcast, probably top 10 road trip destinations.
Really?
We're
road
doing
trip just keeps
trips.
coming
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you, Luke. Yeah.
And we have, thanks, Luke. Our final comment is from Avalon. I think this is Avalon Jones.
Oh, yeah.
I always give away people's identities. Avalon said, sad to see that the 6-7 epidemic has reached Greg. Stay strong. Don't let the brain rot win. I appreciate that. Because I had a 6-7 reference in the last episode.
Did you? Oh,
Yeah.
little Gen Alpha coming out.
Yeah. You know, I'm a man of the people. I give them what they want.
It's an endemic now.
Yeah, it is. So that's my part. And I'm very excited to now transition into your guys' segments where we delve into your topics. Now, for everybody listening right now, they already know what your topic is because they saw the title of the episode. So really, I'm the only person who has no idea what we're about to discuss.
Gotcha.
Which one of you wants to go first?
Ethan, go ahead.
Okay.
Oh, I'm going.
Please.
Okay. I was
Please.
gonna give it to
Please
you.
go
I was gonna
first.
give it to you.
So, Ethan, what
Yes.
have you brought to the Please Seat Yourself podcast?
Other than my sparkling personality,
Other than that,
great.
And his height. His 76.
and Hatton's,
Yeah.
it was inches, right?
Yeah. Yes.
76 inches and your sparkling personality.
That's it. So I was thinking about a topic, like what would make good podcast conversation, right?
You're like, so I ignored all those and instead. Oh, go ahead.
Sure. My first thought was talking about like work stuff because, as you know, if you watched the last episode, I'm a fireman, which is why I've been up since 3 a.m. today.
How many hours of sleep are you running on right now?
3,
3.
and not all at once.
And not all at once.
Yeah, a series of little naps in there, so that's fun. But I was thinking about it and like, well, what is it about work that people like to hear? And it's the stories.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So my topic is human storytelling.
What?
Storytelling.
Human storytelling.
Well, human storytelling, but you know, we're the only ones that tell stories, so just storytelling, really.
Storytelling.
Storytelling.
Okay. But not specific to your job.
No.
Okay.
Oh,
No.
okay.
I was ready for a lot of really traumatic I'm like, this is a comedy podcast,
Yeah.
right?
Yes.
Yeah.
So I just found out about Ethan's topic because we were encouraged. Greg says, "Hey, make sure that you guys aren't talking about the same thing." So we both got here. I'm like, "Yeah, dude, we never talk to each other."
Nope.
Like, do we have? I'm like, I don't know. Hey, we're gonna find out. So just find out. No, we do not have the same. subject.
I gave them one job. I said, talk to each other.
Yeah.
Paul's topic is road trips.
Luke was good, but I thought I could do better. Okay, I really, yeah.
He's got you. Well, yeah. I was gonna say he's got you beat on the hair, but that's that was not even worth making that joke.
You know what?
Not even worth making that joke.
Dude,
I'm sorry.
it's been a long time, but no, we're gonna touch on that a little bit later. That's a little foreshadow of my topic.
Okay, so storytelling, like all forms.
Yeah, basically.
Okay,
Yeah.
I'm excited. Do you have an opening statement, or can I just start asking questions?
No, start. I'd rather you start asking questions.
Okay.
Yeah.
Are you talking about like when storytelling began?
No,
Like the history of
I don't wanna do,
storytelling?
The history of it, just like where does it fit, especially nowadays, like in our day-to-day experience, like telling our friends stories. Mm-hmm. You know.
How many people do you think are actually in your life good storytellers?
See, and I
What
think
percentage?
that's interesting. Oh, what percentage? Maybe 20 to 30, somewhere in there. 20 to
That's
30.
pretty good.
Good range, yeah.
That's an art that's kind of
yeah.
Yeah.
kind of gone away.
And I think it's a mix, right? I think you have to have a good subject, like it has to be actually an interesting story, and you have to be good at it because a good storyteller can make something boring exciting, and
vice
a
versa.
bad storyteller can make something that should be exciting very, very boring. So I think it's a good mix you got to have to be a really good storyteller.
What percentage for you, Paul?
I say it's less than 10%.
Really?
It kind of goes with like who's a good joke teller, right? And in my family, there was like two, one on either side of my family. That was it. But it goes to the same comment. If you have a really good joke and poor delivery, that's a bad joke.
Yeah.
But if you got great delivery and it's a mediocre joke, it's a great joke.
Yeah.
Very similar with storytelling. Yeah. But I say it's about 10%.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
Yeah,
I would say
10%.
for me, it's probably, I might even say 7 or 8%.
Really?
Yeah, I could see
And
that.
honestly, I think it's because technology has ruined our ability to have face-to-face conversations,
Sure.
to understand how to both emote what is needed for a story, to draw out of someone the emotion that's needed for a story. Like, I think that's just a lost art,
Yeah.
in the last 20-ish.
Because of technology?
Yeah.
Interesting.
I think storytelling face-to-face has gotten worse.
Yeah.
So I think humanity's storytelling has dropped, and then tiny little groups have gotten way better because of technology.
Now, if you're consuming short form media, though, say it's Instagram Reels, Snapchat Stories, or just TikTok, though, and you're scrolling, are those not stories though in short form?
I don't know if those.
Well, hold on. You mentioned face to face,
Yeah.
so it's still storytelling. I think.
Yeah.
I don't know if this is gonna literally be the same thing as road trips, where
Yeah.
it's like, where's your definition of stories? Because I don't consider like Instagram stories to actually be stories as much as it is puns and information.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Because
I see that.
what's your lowest bar for once something now becomes a story?
I think the
What does
lowest
it
bar
have
is
to
just
have?
It has to have some form of narrative. It can begin and end fairly quickly, but I think there has to be a narrative. Yeah.
Like when you read the back of a movie cover, it gives you a summary.
Yeah.
But that's not a story.
Well, like if I say, "How are you feeling today, Greg?" What's your answer?
Fine.
Okay, not a story. If I say, "Why? Why are you fine?"
6 different things went through my head. I was like, why am I having trouble answering this question?
Yeah. But if I say, "Why are you fine?" What makes today fine?
I think if there's a beginning, a middle, and a conclusion.
That makes you fine.
No, that makes it a story.
Oh, okay. Okay.
He did avoid
All
that
right.
question.
Yeah,
But
no,
just-
where's
yeah,
the
he did-
question?
he
Did I avoid the
why-
question?
Yeah, why are
Well-
you fine?
Oh, are you actually asking?
Sure.
Oh, because I'm filming a podcast with my friends who are over 70 inches tall. And that makes me very happy. So therefore, I am fine.
Yeah, so then I would say that's a story.
I don't think, is that a story?
I think so. There's a narrative there.
Enough of a narrative?
Well, hold on.
I mean, it's a short story. It's not a good story.
It's a brief
but
narrative,
I would say
but it is.
How is that not just a summary?
Well, it is, but there you can give a summary of a story.
What about, well, again, like if you read the back of a book or a movie, is that a story.
Now, again, we're talking like what is the minimum bar? I'm not saying that's a good story. I want to read that story, but I would say minimum. Yeah, that's a story that you're
is
telling.
it?
Yeah,
it's not a summary.
You're telling the story of the book, aren't you? Isn't that what a summary is? Yeah.
You're telling the story of the book.
Yeah.
You consider that a story?
Yeah, in its simplest form, sure.
Interesting, Paul.
Well, what you gave was a narrative, not a summary. Because summaries are kind of written like past tense almost.
Yeah.
Right. So you read the back of Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade or whatever, and you're like, oh, that's the synopsis of the story. That's another thing. But no, as a brief narrative about how you are. Hey, you're having a good time. You got 2 friends over to 70 inches. You're doing great. Hey, I think that's a very short narrative. You've got a reason. You've got a conclusion. I think that's what it is.
Okay. Do you think that the definition of story has changed over the years?
The definition
in ancient Rome
has changed. No, I don't think so. You don't
think?
I think the form has taken on different material, but the definition. No, I think storytellers are still storytellers, but the way they're doing it is different now. I think a good storyteller now was probably a good storyteller in ancient Rome.
Well, yeah, I agree with that, but I guess I mean like the general consensus. Like take a general poll of just normal people and say, what is a story?
Yeah.
Do you think humans have basically always defined it the same way, or because of technology, is it slightly different now?
No, I think they've always defined it the same way.
Okay.
Yeah.
What's your favorite form of storytelling?
Favorite form of storytelling? That's a hard one. I think probably sitting around talking face to face. Well, and that's a point because you talked about how technology has ruined storytelling or changed it, maybe watered it down. But then you look at the podcast boom, how more and more people like to listen to podcasts and even long form podcasts. Maybe storytelling isn't dead.
Well, that's why I say I think the general average has dropped and then select groups have skyrocketed. Because with technology, you have, cinematic movies and you have podcasting and you have more people writing books than have ever written books and more musical artists telling stories than have ever written songs. So I think select areas have multiplied far beyond 50 years ago. But the general population, I don't know if you walk outside and you talk to one of my neighbors, you're going to get as good of a story today as maybe just a regular person 100 years ago.
Because they're out of practice. That's what you're saying.
Yeah, because we're out of practice.
I can see that.
Especially when we're just used to 80% of our communication being digital. You're not used to a minute-long conversation. If you run into a stranger and you have a minute-long conversation, they might as well be your best friend at this point,
Yeah. The thing, though, I think is that it's interesting because the length of the story doesn't mean it's a good story. I think you can tell a really good story in one sentence. Or you can tell a really boring story. We all know that person that wants to tell you a story, but they want to give you all the context.
Oh, yeah.
It's not just about his beans. Also, we pulled up at the parking lot, and there was
and my tires were bald, but that was okay. And then I parked a little crooked, and then it was fine. And then I saw
also
George.
Greg was sandwiched in the back seat between multiple people, and you
No,
have to
I was in
understand
the
that
front
it was a
seat.
Subaru Outback, and the year was. We all know that person, or have been that person.
Sure.
Yes.
Paul, what's your favorite form of storytelling?
When I first heard this topic, I'm thinking, storytelling, human storytelling. We're talking about cave paintings here,
right?
You go like that, and you kind of talked about technology. It's kind of interesting as we went from, let's say face to face to maybe like small groups, people talking. Then we went to theater. You think about the Roman Empire, the amphitheaters, and the Greek and things like that, and then the movies. And now I'm totally on board with your definition of, hey, a lot of it has been dumbed down, but there's been a certain group to rise to the occasion because there's so much more than there has ever been. Face-to-face conversation. Personally, my profession, I'm in sales, so I've taken a lot of classes how to read people, how to ask certain questions, how to see this, how to read body language. Walk into a room and just look at a person and go, oh, you can learn a lot just from that. But no, nothing beats that face-to-face interaction.
Right.
Whether it's just to gauge when someone says, "How you doing?" Personally, I never say good or okay. I'm always fantastic, excellent, or awesome. And that gets a different response because people will mimic. So someone says, well, ask me how I'm doing.
How you doing, Paul?
I'm okay. See? See? Because it kind of goes to that level, right? So maybe that answered the question. But
Ask me how my day was again, Ethan.
How was your day, Greg?
It was fantastic.
Yeah?
Yeah.
See?
Did I do it right?
Yeah, there you go. You got it. You got it.
I think he's lying. I would say that my favorite form of storytelling is movies.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Do you think movies are just as good now as they were back in the day?
Again, just like with the storytelling, I think what it's done is it's created greater peaks and valleys. Because while past movies have built the foundation upon which modern movies stand, which makes them great, and so too technology, we've also become so flooded with content that now movies know they don't have to work as hard to sell us a convincing, enjoyable product. And that part I don't like as much. Less effort goes into movies than used to.
But if we're flooded with content, don't they have to do more to differentiate themselves amongst the other movies or other forms of
If they
content?
want to be successful, but look at how many movies have been bombs that technically on paper shouldn't have been, but because the audience is just so tired of CGI slop or subpar writing, I mean...
Well, that kind of goes to his thing about how you have a good story but a bad storyteller.
Yeah.
So if you have... a mediocre, let's say you have a mediocre script and you've got the best actors, you're going to have a mediocre movie. You have a great script and like a bunch of nobodies, you're going to have a great movie.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, I mean, I obviously never seen it, but back, how long has it been? 20, 25 years ago, Blair Witch Project. Not professional actors, basically home movie camera type footage, and it brought in millions and millions of dollars.
They made so much money on those.
The two biggest I shouldn't say the two biggest movies right now, but two movies came out this summer, Obsession and Backrooms. Both of them were written and directed by people under, I think, 30. Oh, wow. And they made millions and millions of dollars when Supergirl came out, which should be this huge thing, and it lost millions and millions of dollars from their budget. And it's because people have now started to turn back to good storytelling and writers and directors who care, as opposed to just, IP sort of slop, like, well, this is a character therefore no matter what we do, you're
going to go see it.
Yeah. Right. And people have stopped. People have stopped doing that.
So what do you think the turning point was, though? Because there was a time where all of the highest grossing movies were all IP redone over and over and over again.
But they were also done well. I mean, genuinely good writing, genuinely good, to go back to your topic, genuinely good storytelling.
Stories.
Yeah. You have to have... I mean, because I'm into movies and stuff, but it applies to storytelling. If you don't genuinely care about what you're doing, it's going to show. If you don't, even if you're telling a story about something you hated, if there's not authenticity, if there's not care, if there's not a genuine respect for what you're trying to convey, the audience is going to feel that.
Yeah, I can see that.
And there's too many people trying to get a message across in movies nowadays.
There's a lot of it, there's a lot.
It becomes very political very quickly.
Well, I think one of the things that I've noticed is, to me, part of a good story is you almost have to respect the audience's attention.
Yeah.
Like, if you walk away from a movie and you're still thinking about that, to me, that was a great narrative because you're still thinking of it, you're still thinking about what you saw. Versus now there's a trend where certain streaming services will actually tell their writers, hey, announce what's happening on screen because your audience is staring at another screen. That's going to lead down to a watered down narrative because we're having to announce everything. We're no longer
spell things out,
extrapolating emotions and things from actors' facial expressions and all that. And I think that goes all the way back to silent films. I watched... for the first time ever this year, I watched a full feature-length silent film.
What was it?
Wow.
Intolerance. Yeah, it was.
Anybody famous in that or directed?
If I had more than 3 hours of sleep, I could tell you.
You would have known. Yeah.
I could tell you.
Give you a pass on that.
It's the same guy, which we won't go into it, but it's the same guy that filmed the Birth of a Nation. You've probably heard of it.
Oh, right.
Same director.
Yeah.
can't remember his name. Totally different subject matter. It took me like a good bit to start to get the attention and get honed in. But once I watched it, it was generally enjoyable.
Yeah.
Of course, I was watching it at work, and everybody was like, what's wrong with him? Maybe watching a 1917 silent film, but it was good.
Was it 1917?
I believe, no, the name of the film is not.
No. Was that when it came out?
Oh, yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So it did come out during World War I.
I believe so, yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
Wow.
Yeah. I
And
could be
you-
wrong. I might get corrected, but off the top of my 3-hour brain that's been
Yeah.
asleep or awake since 3 a.m.
So like Greg, are movies your favorite style of storytelling?
No, I think I still love a good book.
Oh.
I think a book can give way more details than a movie. I love a good movie.
Absolutely. Yeah.
I love a good movie, but I think a really, really good book would be preferred.
What separates a good book from a mediocre book for you?
The story is interesting. The narrative is unique. It's not overdone. It's not just cliches over and over again. And I can picture exactly what's happening in my head as the author intended. Maybe the way a character looks might be different for me versus somebody else, but at least what's happening in the story, I can picture exactly as the author wanted me to.
Now, do you think that is achieved by the author being very specific and detailed about what they're describing?
I think it depends on what the author wants you to focus on. Maybe he wants you to give the character its own spin, but he just wants you to understand the motives. I think that can change story to story.
Yeah. Because I think that some authors are very good at giving you just enough information for you to fill in the rest, yet not realize that you're filling in the rest. Like Stephen King is good at that. Like, obviously, I haven't read a ton of his stuff, but he is known for, his books have all become TV shows and movies. And it's not because he's only just a good storyteller, but he creates stories that you put your own mind into so much that it makes filmmakers who read it want to turn it into a movie. And that's why some authors are just so popular, because not that they're being so specific, but they know how to draw out your imagination. You know?
I can see that. Yeah.
What do you think, Paul?
No, I agree with that. And I'm sure when you read a good book, it's the same as watching a good movie. You're thinking about it later, for what that is. But I also think it has to do with, is it a subject you're interested in? And I read a lot of books about history. Maybe I call it modern history, like in the last 100 years. I'm reading a book right now about Disney World and the rise of automation that has to do with the Ford Motor Company. It's really kind of bizarre and kind of where it goes. But it's like, okay, here's a book that is doing storytelling that really doesn't have any fictional characters or main characters in the book, other than some names I know, like Henry Ford II, Edsel Ford, Walt Disney, Roy Disney. Okay, all these guys were involved in the book, and but the same thing, I'm like, man, this is a great story, and I try to tell people about it, but I live with a bunch of people that could go bleh about history. But it's just, I'm like, but I'm doing the same thing. I'm like, oh man, that was really cool. They did this and this and this, and I'm thinking about it at night. I'm like, oh, this is actually well written. I totally agree with what you guys say about, hey, they're going to lead you down the way they want you to lead, and to fill in whatever blanks they want you to fill in. But your answer about books, totally, that shocked me. I thought you were going to be a movie guy like Greg. Like, hey, movie's the best one. I'm like, books. I'm like, wow.
I think the thing is for me, and this is just my personal preference, I don't really get lost in a movie. I can love a good movie, but I never go, 3 hours went by. But a book, I can lose a day in a book. Easy. Easy. You look up from the book and you're like, the sun went down. What happened?
Wow.
Where did my wife go?
That's a good book, yeah.
She was here a second ago.
There's a note on the counter. No.
So if somebody is, let's say, an author, or maybe they want to be an author, and they ask you, give me 2 or 3 gems about how I can write an engaging story that you personally would find engaging, what would you say? Not a general, people like, speaking only for yourself.
So basically pandering to my own tastes.
Yes.
Make it dense. Respect the reader's intelligence. Don't water it down and explain everything, walk them through everything. Let them have to think about it and figure just a few things out. And make it unique. If I'm halfway through the book and I already know what's going to happen, I'm probably not gonna finish it. Now there's exceptions. There's exceptions. Like I remember earlier this year, I read For Whom the Bell Tolls for the first time.
Oh,
I'd never read it before.
Whoa, that's deep.
Yeah, great book.
Yeah,
loved it. And this is an exception because I did finish it. Now, have you read it?
No.
Are you going to read it? Because I'm going to spoil it. Okay. Within the first 2 chapters, I'm like, the main character dies. It's very clear.
yeah.
Like he's going to die.
Yeah.
So there's exceptions, but for the most part, I don't want to know the whole plot. Just
so what
because
kept you in that case? What kept you in it, knowing what was going to happen?
The characters felt fairly well written, and it was just, I don't know.
What makes a character well written? Is it the dialogue?
I think it can be the dialogue.
There's so many branches to this.
There is.
There's a lot.
There's a lot. I think that's why good storytelling is hard, though, because there's so many facets of it. Mm-hmm. Is the dialogue good? Is the narrative good? Do you care about the characters' motivations? Do you want to care about the characters' motivations? I will say, going back to pandering to my taste, I love a good plot twist. A good plot twist. And the only downside is sometimes the story's not as good once you know the plot twist. Like, perfect example, the movie The Prestige. I can rewatch that several times. It's always going to be different, though, than the first time you watch it when you don't know what the twist is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
What's an example of something where the twist ruined it? And now, even though you liked it the first time, you don't really want to go back and rewatch it or reread it. Can you think of one, Paul?
Ooh, when I heard that question, I'm like, yeah, what kind of movie would I never want to watch again?
Like, knowing it just really ruins being able to watch it again.
Yeah. You know what I don't know if the plot twist ruins it, but it's a movie with a famous twist that I have no interest in rewatching again. It's one time on a plane. So maybe
is Bruce Willis in it?
No, maybe it was edited. Maybe it was edited for the airplane version. But I watched it on a plane. I watched Fight Club.
Okay.
Now that one's just like historically it has a big twist, but like, I've seen it once and I don't. It was fine, but I don't really care. I don't like knowing the twist doesn't really make me want to rewatch it and get something different out of it. It's kind of like okay.
You know, I would agree with the Ocean's 11 movies. So Ocean's 11, Ocean's 12, Ocean's 13.
Yeah.
It's like the same thing. You watch it once and it's like, oh, how are they going to do it? And then you're like, oh yeah, I don't have to. I don't
see,
watch
but
that again.
I don't really love heist movies for that reason. Is because it's like it's an invented. It's kind of like the Now You See Me movies. Like they're cool, but the whole premise is that they're doing magic tricks. It's like, but it's a movie and they can just make it whatever they want.
Yeah.
Like, the whole premise is kind of silly to me.
I like the Ocean's 11 movies because it's not for me so much about the goal as much as it is just the fun along the way.
There's a lot of good banter in that, and some good storytelling.
In Ocean's 12, there's the scene towards the end where you see how he evaded all the lasers, and he's dancing around, and there's a song, the laser dance, that's really catchy that he listens to while he's doing all these moves. And sometimes I just listen to that song driving around town.
Wow.
It's great. It puts me in a really evasive mood.
All right, so on the opposite of that, so what's a movie you could watch over and over again?
A movie I could watch over
or a book you could read over and over again?
That's a tough one. I have a lot of books I could read over and over and over again.
Besides the Bible.
Yeah, the Bible. That's a good one. A favorite is Stephen Pressfield's Gates of Fire. That's a good one. Really good characters. I get something different out of it every time I read it. I mean, it's not a super deep movie, but like Inception, I get a little like something. I think
every
because
time.
There's layers to it. In this case, in the
There's
literal
literally
sense,
layers.
there's literally layers to it.
Yes.
There's little details that I notice. Speaking of a Nolan film, is Tenet. Tenet, I've watched it probably 4 times, and every time I get something completely different out of it. And
you like
that's
Tenet?
Yes, because I think that's a great movie in that that's a good exemplifier of it respects the audience's intelligence. I didn't quite really enjoy it as much the first time until the second time, because now I've had time to think on it, to digest it, to understand what is going on. And now it's like a whole different movie.
I think Tenet is a movie for people who describe their height in inches.
You're welcome, Ethan. I started that.
Paul,
He just followed
I think you're the
suit.
tiebreaker on it. How do you feel about Tenet?
I've never seen it.
Okay.
Okay.
I've never seen
All
it.
right.
I
No,
couldn't get into it.
The only thing I could think of is the movie I could watch over and over again and never get sick of it. And I'm like Harmer. I listen to the music all the time. Is Tron Legacy? I cannot get enough of Tron Legacy.
It's not what I was expecting.
And I go ride the ride at Disney World, and I'm like, this is so awesome.
Why do you like it?
It is, some of it's nostalgia because if you ever, you have to tough through the 1982 version of Tron. You don't have to, but there are some references there, Flynn's Arcade and things like that, which is really cool. Gen Xers know that one really well.
Lynn really appreciated that.
Yeah, I'm sure she did. Yeah, Bon Jovi was not in it, by the way. Just say that.
Have you ever seen Bon Jovi the movie by chance?
Saw him in concert. It was my first concert, 1986, in Joe Louis Arena, Detroit, Michigan, 1986. Slippery When Wet tour. Cinderella opened, and Ted Nugent came out at the end. But that's another story. That's not my topic, by the way.
That was so much Gen Z.
Wasn't it? Yes.
Gen X information.
Thank you, Gen X. Yeah.
That was
I'm a little older than
Gen
Lynn,
X.
but it's just when it's there. No, that's a movie. They didn't overdo it on effects. The story is somewhat simple. And I'm like, man, I could watch it. And I dig the music. The Daft Punk music, that was the first time they ever did music with an orchestra rather than just all synthesized stuff. I can't get enough of it.
It's a very specific brand of style.
It is.
That it really is a love or hate, you know.
Like Napoleon Dynamite.
Yeah.
You love it or hate it.
That's true, too.
Yeah.
You see, now we're just going to start talking about movies. But we are talking about storytelling. So
I have one more, talking point on storytelling
Okay.
I really want to get to before we get super down
Okay.
movies. As much as I'm a little bit of a cinephile, when you're listening to a good story, like somebody's telling it to you, right? How much do you care about the accuracy of the story? Does it matter?
It depends. It really depends what preceded the story.
Mm-hmm.
Is it just a story for entertainment to make me laugh? Or are they telling me about their day? And now they're just lying about half their day.
Would you rather it's interesting but slightly untrue, or it's boring but 100% accurate?
Am I going to walk away with misinformation about you because you lied for the sake of entertainment? Are you going to tell me a story about climbing to the top of the Empire State Building and then turns out it was false?
Yeah. So to you, it depends on the amount the truth has been stretched.
More like for what purpose?
Gotcha. So if it's for entertainment, it's okay.
If it's for comedic value, because I think...
Well, but see, there's a difference between comedic value and entertainment. Something can be entertaining, but it's not funny.
True.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But if something is funny, it is automatically entertaining.
That's true.
Yes.
That's true.
So that's why I say you can stretch the truth for the sake of exaggeration and storytelling.
Yeah.
And for comedic value,
Yeah.
it's funny, and in my mind, I've kind of bookmarked it as that might be true, it might not be, because that was hilarious, and I can tell that it was for the joke. But if you're just throwing in little lies that seemingly have no point, I'm going to start to think you're a sociopath.
Yeah.
Whoa. But it kind of goes back to your thing.
He's like, so my dad died when I was 7 years old. And he just left that in as an emotional story. His dad is still alive, but he never told us he was alive. He just created this entire story about him being dead. Don't you create a difference?
Yeah, I think there's a difference between just changing it like my dad is dead versus this is I don't know why we're talking about dead dads. But I think if you just say my dad died at a young age, now we have a little bit of flexibility, and it's not untrue, but maybe. That's a terrible example. That's
not a good. Yeah.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
No.
That's what I'm saying. You're talking about how much truth do you want in storytelling.
Yeah.
I mean, if it was a joke and then you moved on from it, that's one thing.
Yeah.
But if that was the backbone of your entire story and you never corrected it, that is wrong.
I think that's fair.
Dude, that's you were talking about the storytelling about every little detail, right? I had half a cup of coffee and my tires were this and I parked here and I did this, and so what?
Yeah.
Just get to the story. I don't care about what song you're listening to or if you have an AM radio. That's another Gen Z thing. Gen X, Gen Z. Gen Z doesn't know what AM is. Amplitude modification, in case anyone. Modulation.
Jeez. Yeah. Was that a...
versus frequency modulation?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That sounds like what was the Schoolhouse Rock?
don't. I know all those.
Well, what you were saying sounded like a song
did
at
it?
Schoolhouse Rock.
I'm just yeah. Little 5 minutes of burst of energy, teach you a little something. Yeah. Those were cool. Sorry, Ethan.
Yeah, I'm becoming more and more hopelessly lost.
So no, but it was a thing. My point.
It's because of the sleep.
Yeah,
it makes sense to us.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It's your lack of sleep that you're lost.
I fully believe it.
You went down this kind of rabbit hole. You're lying about the story. I'm like,
yeah.
Well, he asked, "What was your original question?" It was, "How much truthfulness
How
do
much
you
do you
want?"
care? Like, if I tell you a funny story about I was at this Starbucks and it's hilarious, and then it turns out I was actually at a Dunkin' Donuts. Are you angry?
Depends if you're from the Northeast or not. No.
I'm not angry. I'm just more like, why did you have to change it for the sake of the story?
Because I had 3 hours of sleep.
You know what? That's fair. Paul, how much truthfulness do you want in your stories?
I have to agree with Ethan a little bit that, it doesn't matter. Make it entertaining. Don't bore me to death. Right? It goes to the book characters. I don't need to know everything about them.
Yeah.
Number one, are they relatable? Okay, good. I don't care if it happened at Starbucks or Dunkin' Donuts or Tim Hortons or what's the new one? Dutch Bros? I don't know. Can you?
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah. There's some things that I think don't matter.
See, it would matter to me
story.
if it was at a Dutch Bros, though, because aren't they drive-in only? And then I would have questions.
Okay. Yeah.
I think I'm drawing the line at that.
To where now the logic of the story is falling apart.
Yes. Yeah.
But there is a difference between Starbucks and Buc-ee's. Okay, if you're at a Buc-ee's getting
true.
coffee, that's an experience.
See, but then if you refer to Buc-ee's as a coffee shop, then that's a whole different character issue.
So I was at the coffee shop. Where? Buc-ee's.
Ooh.
You're like,
Get your beaver nuggets. Yeah.
Yeah. Did you have another specific talking point before I launch into other story-related material, Ethan?
Let me consult the
Yeah, you
talking
haven't looked
points.
at your notes
He
once.
hasn't once.
No.
I know. It's impressive.
And he's like, "Oh, actually, my topic was submarines." I don't know
Storytelling
why
and
I said it
submarines.
was storytelling. I misremembered the topic that I brought.
The only thing I wanted to, you said you had good or bad storytellers in your family.
Very few good ones. There
Very
were
few in
two
your
good
family.
ones. That was it. Yeah.
Okay. Now, do you have integral family stories?
Yeah.
Yeah, the same stories get told whenever the family's
Oh,
together.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I think that speaks to how important storytelling is to us as people. We have stories that we all tell at the same time. Like if we get together as friends, we're going to talk about the time Greg bought tinned fish to a camping trip.
And tomato paste.
Yeah, anybody who was on that trip, if we bring it up, they're going to tell that story. You get together with your family, they're going to have stories, and
It becomes lore.
it becomes lore.
Yes.
It becomes lore. Yeah.
So, at what point does a story become a lore?
When they make T-shirts.
What element? What elements does a story need?
I think if I can reference points of the story and we know the whole story, it's lore at least to the people within that group. Right? Like if you say tinned fish to somebody who hasn't seen the podcast, is not in the friend group, wasn't on the trip, it's not lore to them.
Right.
No.
But to the people who've heard the story or were there for it, that's lore.
I think you have to, as a friend group, discuss it at least once.
Yeah.
To establish it as a story.
Oh, for sure.
Because you or Ashley had not brought up tinned fish even once since it happened. So when she said
not to you.
exactly, that's my point. That's exactly my point. Because as soon as she said it, it took me a couple of beats to realize, oh, she's talking about the Everglades, yada, yada.
Yeah.
Because that wasn't a note of an entire story for me.
Yeah.
So I think for a friend group to go, oh, that's lore now, it has to have been stated as a story once post-event.
Okay, I can see that. See that.
You agree?
Yeah.
Because I had to catch up with that.
Yeah.
And now all you do is say 10 fish, and I'm right there with it.
Yeah.
Right there.
So I think, yeah, there's one telling of the story with everyone there, and now, however that story was told, it's going to be referenced. You agree?
More or less.
More or less.
More or less. I think there could be exceptions. You know what? I'm going to disagree. I've changed my mind. I'm sorry.
So he
This
lied
guy.
to us.
He lied.
He lied to us.
For the sake of storytelling.
Storytelling.
He lied to us.
Storytelling, yeah. Yeah, because I think you can bring up things, and if they were good enough lore, you don't have to tell a story about it to remember the story.
I can't think of an example, though. Like, I don't know. I just feel like there's always a recap. Like, I've never had an experience that I've had with another person, and then a large amount of time goes by, and then
I'll tell you what.
one-word reference to it.
If I can say 2 words about a thing I don't think we've had a conversation of ever since it happened, but at the very least, I know we haven't had a conversation about it in years. If I say 2 words and you instantly know what I'm talking about, would you admit you're wrong?
Okay, you can try. Ooh. You can try.
Okay.
Okay.
Cheerleader mustache.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
There's a reference
so here's the thing.
It's lore.
No. But here's my counter argument. While I agree, we for sure have told that story together to other people. Like, we also discussed it on the drive home. I was like, wasn't that crazy that this and this and that happened? I told you the story.
I don't remember that drive home.
That's encouraging. Because he was the one driving.
Ouch.
Yeah.
So, we did discuss it on the drive home, and then you and I have told that story to other people. So I think that those elements have bookmarked it as a lore.
That's true. Okay. All right, you've proved me wrong.
Okay.
All right. I flip-flopped back to the original state.
Big man. All right.
But also, to be fair, I think if it's an interesting enough story with an interesting enough lore, you're not going to be able to help yourself and talk about it amongst your friends group over and over again.
After it happens.
If it was boring, we wouldn't talk about it, and then we're not going to remember it. If it's interesting, we're going to talk about it again. It's going to become lore.
Yes, and I think in the recap is where it becomes something different from just the experience. There has to be a moment where you're now past the experience and you're now on the recollection part of the experience.
Yeah.
You have to have the recollection together for it to then become a story and lore.
Yeah.
You agree?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think that's fair.
I'm debating whether or not I'll tell the...
No, that's the page here.
Okay.
We're going to start a Patreon. It's going to be...
And then I'll tell the cheerleader mustache story.
That's it.
I don't want anyone to be concerned. Let's make sure
It was a very G, if not PG rated story. Promise.
That's good.
And it was
all
not,
I need to know.
And it was not the cheerleader who had the mustache.
Yes. Yes.
Now I'm really confused. Okay.
So we'll leave that up to everyone's imagination.
Well, subscribe $5 a month. Greg
Subscribe.
gets $4. I get $1 for having the idea.
Yeah.
Subscribe to my Patreon to hear all the stories I don't tell on Spotify.
That's it.
I don't think we ever asked Paul, do you have a favorite form of storytelling?
Movies.
Okay.
Movies. Yeah.
So then my final, if you don't mind, I want to kind of button up the storytelling topic.
Sure.
You said your favorite was books.
My favorite's books.
So can you tell me your top 3 favorite storytellers in books?
No.
You can't.
No.
How come?
Because I am all over the spectrum with what I like, and what I like this month might be different next month.
Really?
Yeah.
You don't have
100%.
authors who you gravitate towards?
No.
Really?
No.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Why?
I don't know.
That's fascinating.
Don't know. No. Yeah. I mean, Ashley can tell you my whole bookshelf is like a collection of mostly unfinished books.
How do you figure out that you want to read it if you're not gravitating towards the same authors?
It just hits me.
Like physically, someone hits you with the book?
Yeah. Read this. I had a very angry librarian growing up. She would just throw books at me, and I go, okay, I'll read it.
She used to be a softball pitcher.
That's it. Ooh. That's it.
She would underhand the book to you.
Yeah.
Okay. So then, but you see this.
I know.
Well, because then it makes me think,
Yeah.
if you think that an author is a good storyteller, why do you not gravitate back towards them a second time?
You know, today in therapy.
Do you need a couch? Do you need to lay out on the couch?
No, then I just fall asleep.
That's fair. Okay. Well, we're not going to dive into that.
Yeah.
Because I feel like that's deeper than your brain can handle right now.
That's pretty deep.
Paul.
Yes.
You said movies.
Yes.
Do you have favorite storytellers in movies?
Yeah.
Now, we should make a separation because there is the art of storytelling through directing, and then there is the art of storytelling through directing and writing the script.
You can have a great director and a poor writer, and it's a bad movie. If you've got a good
Say
writer,
that again.
You can have a great director and a poor writer. If it's poorly written, it's going to be a bad movie.
Right.
If it's greatly written, a monkey could direct it, and it's going to be
You think
great.
so?
Absolutely.
Really?
Yeah, you got a good script. That's your foundation right there. You got a good script, you're going to rock and roll that thing.
Well, I'm going to take a slight exception to that, and you can tell me if you agree, because a director is like the only person who knows the story and presenting it to the audience. So are you saying that there is no working director who is capable of fumbling a great script?
Oh, I say it's a challenge. So I have heard stories of, this is going back to college, and I'm like, okay, hey, if a director and a writer has a disagreement, what happens? And it's, well, hey, they go behind the trailer, and whoever comes out standing up wins, right?
Oh, right.
So I mean, there can be creative differences and things like that.
Ultimately, it's the director.
Yeah, well, the director gets blamed the most, I think, whether a movie rises or falls, and they are not going to know who the writer is. This goes back to a thing when, so the writer of Animal House, I'm dating myself, Gen X again.
Which hopefully you've seen the edited version of.
I have, but I saw it many
listeners.
years ago.
That's the one with the pigs that turn into like some kind of society?
No.
Oh, that's Animal Farm. I'm
No,
sorry.
that's it. Wow. I'm like, pigs in Turner Society. I missed that part of the movie.
I thought you were talking about a Twilight Zone episode.
Yeah, it's like, well, Black Rod Sterling, yeah, all that.
You're thinking of with
Bon Jovi the movie.
Bon Jovi the movie.
Yeah, Bon Jovi the movie.
John Belushi.
Jim.
Blues Brothers.
Jim Belushi. No, there's a John. Jim's still alive. My
Yeah,
bad.
Jim Belushi.
So, yeah,
John Belushi.
John Belushi
Continue.
and the gang. So the Harold Ramis wrote, I think he either co-wrote it or wrote that movie, and he said he realized at that moment when he stepped out of for the premiere that the writer got no recognition. It's the director and the stars, really, and everyone else is kind of behind the scenes. And he did a couple other big things.
Harold Ramis, by the way, is a Ghostbuster.
Yes,
Some people don't know that.
Egon Spengler, yes.
Part-time Ghostbuster, part-time director.
Yeah, he was. He was in those other.
He also
cool
did
stuff,
Groundhog
too.
Day.
He did. And didn't he write Caddyshack too? I think he wrote Caddyshack
maybe.
and Stripes?
But you would say he's one of your favorite storytellers.
He's a really good comedic writer. But then you got to go to, okay, I'm a big Star Wars nut, right? So I love some of the stuff J.J. Abrams has done. John Williams, of course, with the different kind of genres he's encompassed. Well, he's a composer, not a director. I was thinking George Lucas. My bad.
But John Williams is also...
John Williams. He's a storyteller. He's a storyteller too, right?
As a musician and composer.
Yeah, he is. I would... When I heard that, I had access to some of George Lucas's older stuff. I mean, you watch... there's a movie called THX 1138.
First of all, how do you have access to it? Do you have special access to it, or is this like on Disney?
Yeah, the way you said I found out I have access.
It was,
who do you know?
It was at Blockbuster Video, okay? And I just dated myself again. I was at Blockbuster Video, and I'm like, oh, what's this movie? And I'm like, oh, Lucas, yeah, I'm going to get this. And it is long drawn and boring, but it's kind of neat to watch. It's a very young Robert Duvall that goes through this kind of futuristic thing, blah, 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 blah.
And isn't that where he got the name THX Sound from?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, there's a couple droids in movies named THX 1138 too, which is kind of weird. Yeah.
That's kind of cool.
You can kind of look and find that stuff. I think that the dude from Toy Story, what's his name? John Lasseter is a great storyteller.
John Lasseter. Yep.
And then his crew, Andrew Stanton, who did Finding Nemo, Pete Docter, who worked on Monsters Inc.
Yep.
And I think those guys are great.
For people who don't know Paul, both Paul and his wife Nicole, who is the cat handler.
George handler.
Yeah. Are huge Disney heads.
Yes.
Gigantic fans of Disney. And that is why there are so many references.
There are, yes, there are.
In your explanations and answers.
Goes to the Tron thing. Disney movie. Hey, go figure.
Right.
What's your most underrated Disney movie?
Most underrated Disney movie? The Incredibles.
You think that's underrated?
I think
People
so.
love that.
Yeah,
People
but
love
not
The
as much as the
Incredibles.
other ones, though. Not as much as like a Toy Story or a Finding Nemo or anything. I
don't know.
I dig that
don't
whole
know.
vibe, that whole James Bond 60s volcano lair thing. I think it's awesome. Yeah. I think it's cool.
I'm going to say my favorite storytellers in terms of movies. I have to put Christopher Nolan at the top.
Yeah.
Chris Nolan's at the top. I do like, it's hit and miss, but M. Night Shyamalan.
Oh.
He's got some real hits and he has some real misses. I
That
love
was
Signs.
the guy with the car that talked to him, right?
What? Are you thinking of Knight Rider?
Yes. Yes. My bad.
Wow. His name was Michael Knight. Yeah. M.
He's
Night
thinking
Shyamalan.
of...
Welcome to Sleep Deprivation, the podcast.
Wow.
He's thinking of...
The Hasselhoff.
He's thinking
Wow.
of David Hasselhoff and Kit.
And Kit.
Oh,
And
the guy in the
Kit, Knight
SpongeBob
Rider.
movie.
The guy in the SpongeBob movie.
Yeah, he did a show before Baywatch, before SpongeBob, called Knight Rider. He had this Trans Am. It was really cool.
The fact that here's what's funny is that all of your references aren't to mainstream references. It's obscure
Very
references.
obscure.
So M. Night Shyamalan is not David Hasselhoff and has nothing to do with...
Gotcha.
Knight Rider.
Okay,
No.
I'm back in.
Okay.
Back in. He's a great storyteller, according to Greg.
Yeah, and has had some major hits and some major flops.
Like what?
Hits, I would say, include Signs and The Village and other movies that I'm not going to say on camera.
Okay.
And he's also had some
That's
major
in the
misses.
Patreon.
That's in the
It's
Patreon.
in the Patreon. You'll just
He'll come out, yeah.
It'll just be 10 minutes of Greg listing M. Night Shyamalan movies.
And what was the other thing? The cheerleader story.
Yes.
Cheerleader mustache.
Also in the Patreon.
Yeah,
That's
mustache
it.
cheerleader.
That's
Yeah.
it.
And I feel like Spielberg as a director, he's not a writer, but as a director, certainly an amazing storyteller. I think they'd be in the top 3.
Gotcha.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you for bringing the topic of storytelling, Ethan.
You're
That was
welcome.
very cool.
And for giving us at least 2 things that are going to end up in the Patreon. Really appreciate that.
I only asked for like 10%.
Wow.
I'll give you 10% of the $7
I've
I
already
make.
dropped it from 20. I said 1 out of 5. Now I'm down to whatever 10% of 5 is.
Okay. I appreciate it. You
Yeah.
guys are the numbers people. You tell me.
That was
That was
gone.
inches. That's
Okay.
gone.
That's
Yeah.
moved on. We've moved on.
Like, that's different.
Yeah.
All
Unlike
right.
you, we've moved on from how tall we are.
Okay. So, yeah. So here's my challenge for you, Ethan, for the rest of the podcast.
Gotcha.
Stay engaged while we talk about Paul's podcast and don't fall asleep on
We're going to see if we can
Paul
keep
has
him
a
engaged on
podcast.
this one.
No.
Yeah, what?
Paul's podcast.
I get to talk
Oh, I
about
thought you said pause the podcast.
No, you said while we listened to Paul's podcast.
Oh, right.
He did.
We're going to listen
He
to
did.
Paul's
He did.
topic.
Topic, yeah.
No,
Yeah.
we've moved on. We're past this podcast. We're on to Paul's podcast.
And,
Okay. Paul,
Still
what
the same name.
topic
Still the same name.
Nicole's now going to change the sign for us.
Yeah.
from Please Seat Yourself
Yeah.
Please seat yourself to
to the Paul podcast?
The Paul
it.
podcast. Double
Okay.
P.
Paul,
All right.
what topic did you bring for us?
So we're going to talk about a place that we've all been to
Okay.
and a place that we still go to. Mm-hmm. And we probably go there every 3 or 4 weeks.
Okay.
We're going to talk about the barbershop.
The Barbershop.
Barbershop. Now,
Okay.
now here's some history of that. My father was a barber. He owned his own barbershop for about 40 years. He cut hair for almost 50 years. My mother was a hairdresser. So there was kind of a connection there.
So I'll ask preemptively, do you mean specifically barbers or does it also include hairdressers?
Okay, there's a difference.
Okay.
There's a difference.
But can we talk about both?
We can talk about both.
But it's specific to barbering.
Yeah, barbershops are different than salons.
The
Okay.
experience is different.
Although some do both.
They do. Typically, it goes to chemicals.
Okay.
So barbers cut hair. Some do color. My dad had a couple color customers. That was it. Mom was more the hairdresser. Did
It's
the
a weird
perms and
sentence.
the color and.
It's a weird sentence.
And don't. Yeah, it did. It did. That come out.
Say it again.
No,
Your
I'm
dad.
not gonna.
No, say it. Reword it. What would your dad do with color
My
for his
dad would color
customers?
some of his customers' hair.
Okay. Thank you.
That's better. Yeah, that's much better.
I don't wanna
You
get taken off
the
of
guys. The guys
all
that
my
had
platforms.
had the platinum highlights. They wanted less platinum highlights, so you would do the
What years
do the color thing.
did your dad?
So he went to barber college in 1958. He worked up until he passed away. He passed away in 2019. So he worked up to a few months before until he passed away.
He had his own shop?
He did. He did. So
what was the name of it?
Oh, Dee's Barbershop.
Dee's Barbershop.
So it was actually his uncle started it. So it'd be my great uncle. His name was Max DeLoche. He started this barbershop in Detroit. My dad's from a very small town in Michigan, but Max had this thing, you got to go where the money is. So I don't want to
set up a shop where people are going to pay.
You got to go where the money is. And he had two main philosophies. Number one, be the best at what you do and make sure to charge for it. So they eventually landed the shop in 1957. They opened up a shop in Bloomfield Hills, Michigan. Bloomfield Hills, Michigan, that's where the money is in Detroit. It's about 8 miles north of Detroit.
This is the highfalutin.
Yes. Okay. Yeah, this is where all the auto execs lives, where the nice golf courses are, things like that. And a lot of these folks came into the shop. One in particular, this guy, he was a former president of General Motors. His name was Lloyd Royce.
I didn't know where. President of?
Yeah, president of General Motors. And Lloyd was
Nixon.
the head of...
He had Nixon in there.
Yeah, he was the head of Buick for a while. And what was really cool is, so when you, in and around the Detroit area, you have all these concept cars floating around. So he'd drive up to the barbershop.
In a concept car?
Well, it would be like next year's model.
Oh.
Like, hey, Lloyd, what are you driving? Oh, man, that's next year's Corvette. Oh, you got to go see it. This is next year's Corvette. It's not going to be out for another 11 months or whatever like that. Whatever it is. And matter of fact, kind of interesting. His son, Mark Royce, is the current president of General Motors. He came to the shop when he was a kid. And so I was actually, a couple statistics about barbershops. I didn't know about this. There's 150,000 barbershops in the United States.
Wow, 150,000 barbershops.
Yeah, not counting salons.
Okay.
Just barbershops. Unfortunately, 50% of them fail in the first year, and 35% make it to 10 years plus.
Okay.
Do you think that's occupation specific, or is that just new business?
I think that's new business.
Okay.
I don't think it's occupation specific. I think that's like starting a restaurant, right? Same thing. You got a 50% hit rate, whether you're gonna make it or not.
First couple of years is always the hardest.
Yeah. And they started this, and it was my dad bought it from his uncle, brought in his brother as a partner. My dad was the one good with money. My uncle wasn't. So my dad had the money, and they goes, hey, pay me back. We're going to do it 50-50. Okay. And kind of how the story goes is that at this particular shop.
Storytelling.
Yeah, storytelling.
It's a storytelling.
And all the important details. And no, I'm not lying. Okay. I'm not saying otherwise. So it was a.
We know your dad lived until 2019.
Yes.
Is that true?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So you're not going to now start a different storyline where he died when you were 9?
No.
Okay.
No.
Continue.
Or 1999 or whatever that might be. So it was a 6-chair shop. They offered manicures and shoe shines.
Do barbers compare with other barbers about how many chairs they have? They're like, oh, you got a 2-chair? I got a 9.
No, I got to hear more about this combination of manicures and shoe shines.
I don't think so. No, full service shop. You'd be surprised at how many dudes get manicures. I mean, it's kind of crazy. So my connection...
straight dudes?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll give you a story in a second. But my connection was, that was my first job. I shined shoes. Oh. I started when I was 12 years old, 1983.
You grew up in the 20s?
He was a shoe shine boy.
I was a shoe shine guy. And shines in 1983
yes,
were...
Sure be happy to.
Wasn't like that.
Can I get a dime for a Coke?
It was a little more than that. Maybe 85 cents for a Coke back in 83. So I was 12 years old. Shines were $2 a piece, and it was a summer job. After that, I worked there for 11 years. So not like on and off. Dad would call me on a Saturday morning. Hey, my shine guy didn't show up. You want to make some money today? All right. And this one particular time, I'm like, I charge a guy $3. And my dad's like, oh, it's up to $4.
Yeah.
I'm like, it is? I'm like, that's better. I'm like, okay. When shines are $3 and $4, you typically get $5, so you get a little nice tip for that sort of thing. I still have my stuff, which is kind of cool.
You still have your shoe shine stuff?
Absolutely. I'm really good at it.
I was just about to ask.
I'm really good.
So
Are you now shoe shine guy as opposed to shoe shine boy? Is that the promotion?
Yes, there was. So the guys I learned from, they were a lot older.
Now he's Lord Shoeshine.
Yeah, they were. This one dude, this was his living. He knew people, so he worked at one of the local TV stations for a day and did all this, and people would come to see him, and they would bring, and we're not just talking about shining shoes on a person, so they would come for a haircut, and they'd bring like 3 or 4 pairs with them. to get done. So they would have freshly shined shoes for whatever. And I'm like, oh, that's really cool. And so you do that. We always call them fleet orders.
Why?
And because it's more than one.
Oh, because it's a fleet of shoes.
Yeah, it's a fleet
I
of shoes.
gotcha.
And so it might be, instead of $3, oh, no, I'm making $30, if it was 10 pairs of shoes.
That could buy a house back then, right?
Wow.
They could
I
get
am
them in the garage.
Gen X, but I'm not that old.
It would
Be a
buy
nice down payment on a house. No.
It would buy half of a new Corvette before it came off the line.
Before it came off the line.
Gotcha,
Yeah.
gotcha.
Yeah.
Do you now really, really notice when people have less than shined shoes?
Absolutely.
Really?
Absolutely. I will tell people. I will get on people for it. When my kids had some friends over, and we were about to go somewhere dressed up, I'm like, dude, give me your shoes.
Yeah.
Like, all right. I'm like, just do the thing.
What's the optimal shine frequency?
It depends how much you wear them. It also depends on the leather. So harder leather shines better than softer leather.
Okay.
But if it's more seasoned, and it's all about, I talked to Greg, so Prince Curry, he talked about spit shining shoes in the Army. Yeah, a friend of ours. And I always go up to him. I'm like, man, you got some shine shoes, man. And he's like, man, you do too. He goes, do you know the trick? I'm like, I got a different trick. I'm like, I got a different trick. So I have these brushes, right? I've got 4 brushes. I've got 2 dark ones, 2 light ones. So I've got a one for black. The other one just kind of sits there. It used to be for blue, but then I've got one that's more like a white and one that does tan and like a burgundy color.
Because for those who don't know, you have to match up the wax.
Yes.
Right?
With the shoe.
With the
color of the shoe.
With the color of the shoe.
So you take the polish. So now those brushes are seasoned. And now if I just need a touch-up, I'll just grab the burgundy brush on the burgundy shoes and just buff them out.
Because it's already got the wax on there.
It's already got it in it and buff them out. Okay, hey, we're good. So if you maintain it, kind of your question earlier, you can kind of get away with that. But if you actually have a scruff or a scrape or something like that, or living up in Michigan, a lot of that salt stain stuff you get on shoes, you got to treat that.
Sure.
Or you've been walking in the rain, then hey, wash it with saddle soap and dry it off and do all that good stuff.
Do you ever waterproof your shoes?
Used to.
You used to. Because that's a separate process
that's hard.
from
that's
shining
a harder
them, right?
thing. Yeah, that's a harder thing. I did that more with boots. And if you don't care the way they look in terms of shine, then you could do it pretty good. There was this kind of beeswax stuff you would melt with a hairdryer, and that would work pretty good. It said you could shine over it. Never really worked. But no, just wear the rubber totes or whatever it is over the shoes if you're going to do that. That's really popular in the winter.
I think it's probably safe to say that most modern barbershops don't have shoe shine.
No, they don't.
Do you wish that they did?
Yeah.
But do you go, what? I feel like it's got to be one stand for it because there's not enough people coming in with leather shoes.
No, just for there was only, there were some days I had one shine and there were some days I had maybe 100.
Yeah.
Christmas Eve was the busiest day.
But then again, going back to your point about location, because I think most locations, like if it's next to a Save-A-Lot, or next to a Walmart,
you're not going to do well.
You're not going to do well. You're going to get cuts. You're going to get headed off to school, or we're going on a vacation type haircuts. But unless you're nestled in the city, and I mean like downtown type city, not necessarily major, but a place that's walkable, where you have businessmen and women who actually need a shoe shine.
So, what's interesting is my mom worked in a salon in downtown Detroit that was like that. Everything was a walking distance, and it was that's back when Detroit was a very fun place, vibrant downtown city to be in.
It was once
in the 60s. Yes, it was.
Okay.
Before it went bust.
If you say so.
And but this shop, you couldn't walk to my dad's shop. It was you had to drive to get there, but like I said, these guys live by there. And some of the guys. There was this one guy that came in, the car dealership. His name was Bud Shelton.
Shelton.
Bud is long gone. I'm sure by now.
That's a classic name.
Yeah.
No one's named Bud Shelton anymore.
And he came into the shop and I think it was the second time in. And my dad goes, "Hey Bud, how you doing?" And Bud goes, "Please call me Mr. Shelton." Oh. Okay. So Bud liked the way my dad did his hair so much that he would come in every morning to get a shampoo and get it styled with the blow dryer. Every morning. And my dad's like, "Hey, be here at 8:05. I'll do it. It's $5 a pop." Because you just like the way it looked. Messed up his day when he was late, but that was something else.
What did he do for work? that would make him say, "Don't call me Bud, call me Mr.
He
Shelton"?
owned a car dealership,
Okay.
like a Buick or a GM dealership
Okay.
or something like that. So he had money.
Okay.
You
They
know.
call me Mr. Shelton.
Yeah, call me Mr. Ooh, that's a good reference there. That's a good reference.
I didn't catch it.
It's Lion King, where Pumbaa says they call me Mr. Pig.
Yeah. They call me
And you
Mr.
caught it.
Pig.
No,
You
that's
caught it
actually
'cause
a
it's a
reference
Disney
to
reference.
another
Yeah, it's
movie.
another Disney reference.
I'm
Of course
disappointed that I
of course
didn't
got
catch that. I'm
Of course I got
disappointed.
that.
Interesting.
But, it's interesting how barbering actually is one of the reasons I'm here today. So my parents, my dad was 6 years older than my mom, and they were dating for some time, and they were dating like maybe 2-3 years. And they noticed that the next step of the relationship was to get married, but they weren't ready yet. So they kind of split off, didn't talk to each other for a while. And I actually confirmed the story with my mom earlier this afternoon, is they physically were at a hair show in Detroit and physically bumped into each other.
So they both had that profession separately before
did.
they knew each
Yes,
other.
they did.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
before they knew each other, they had the profession separately. They bump into each other. Oh, Bill. Oh, Christelle. Hi. How you doing? Good. You good? You married? No. You married? No.
Like the second question.
Yeah, it's like the second question. I'm like, oh my goodness. And no,
It was simpler times.
Yeah,
Simpler
I asked him,
times.
like,
Simpler
hey, did this? What city did this happen? And it was, oh no, it was here in Detroit. I'm like, oh, that's really cool. But with me working there, going to storytelling, the banter between the barbers and not so much the customers, but the barbers is unreal. It is unreal, and I would see people show up a half hour before their appointment just to watch what I called the show. So my uncle he was one of the storytellers I was talking about. I said one in each family. So my Uncle Claude, he was an excellent storyteller. He was the one, so I said to earlier, how you doing? Fantastic. He was good, fantastic, whatever.
Amazing.
When he said goodbye, he wouldn't say goodbye. He'd be like, hey, see you at the party. And people were like, oh, there's a party? What? What? There's a party? Or keep your powder dry. What? Oh, yeah. And you'd remember him for these things.
Yeah.
Big partier, life of the party, sort of guy. He actually, one of his customers back when this gentleman was working at GM was his customer, John DeLorean.
John DeLorean.
And so he worked at GM before he did his own thing. And my uncle wanted his personal phone number because all the barbers had little 3x5 index cards with their customers, their phone numbers. And if they went a little too long with the haircut, they'd call him. So AI does that now. But so he goes, John, I need your phone number. No, I'm not giving your phone number. No. So what Michael did, he cut half his hair. And he said, I'm not finishing the other half until you give me your number.
Power move.
Yeah, and he eventually got it. But he had to realize, I'm like, hey, this is only for emergencies, and that's it. I'm not going to give this out to anybody or whatever like that. But, some guys with that amount of power are like, oh,
What would
God.
the emergency be?
Hey, I'm on vacation or
Sure.
something like that. I mean, because
Yeah.
that was before you could, check the internet. Are they closed? Are they open or whatever? But primarily it was to get a hold of your customers for whatever reason. That was seldom used. But it was there. Interesting. There's other big folks that came into the barbershop. So that was the heart of the automotive industry for a long time. And our older listeners will remember this. So on old GM cars, when you open up the door, there was this little plate on the bottom that said "Body by Fisher." So there was the Fisher family made bodies for GM. The Briggs family made bodies for Chrysler.
All of this was based out of Michigan?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so the Fishers came in the barbershop. And my dad would always tell this story. He goes, they had more money than you know what to do with. And so he goes,
Who
Paul,
made the horses to pull these cars?
wow.
These handsome calves.
And I liked him for a while. No. Yeah. Let me finish my story. No, So with the Fisher family, and my dad would tell this story. He goes, their son, his name was Matthew. He goes, Paul, I ain't exaggerating. He had a head like a bowling ball. And so my dad had this gift to cut the hair to make it look like it wasn't, right? So he kind of read it how the hair goes, because hair ebbs and flows like current on an ocean. Hey, we're going to do this way. We're going to do this way. We do this way.
Cover up the finger holes just so
just so expertisely. And then so what he did, he charged him double. So it was, back when I was working at 83, I think a haircut was $16. And that was big money. And so he cuts Matthew's hair, and the dad's settling up, and he goes, oh yeah, it's a really nice haircut. And then he's like, hey, I got one question. Why is Matthew's haircut, more expensive? And my dad goes, well, Matthew only deserves the best. All right.
As opposed to just saying he has a bowling ball.
Yeah, he's got a bowling ball head that needed to be
and there's
covered.
more real estate for me to work with.
Yeah. There were some other big guys that came to the barbershop. There was this one guy. I remember I actually met him or saw him again at my dad's funeral. His name was John Schaefer, and John Schaefer was a divorce attorney, and at the time he was the most expensive divorce attorney in Michigan.
Oh.
And he walks into the shop, and my dad's currently working on a customer, and the customer my dad's working on goes, "Man, you see that guy over there? Yeah, man, he was my wife's divorce attorney. Oh yeah, man, I had to pay him $10,000, and my attorney did all the work, and that was it." So then, they cash out, do all this, and then John comes, and my dad goes, "John, man, I didn't realize you worked so cheap." And he goes, "What?" He tells the story. He goes, "Oh, Bill, that was 15 years ago." I'm like, "Man." But no, it was really kind of a gift growing up there to see, things like work ethic. My dad worked 5 days a week, 48 hours a week. He took Sundays and Mondays off. It was called Monday the barber's holiday.
It still is.
Yeah.
A lot of barbers still take off Monday.
Yeah.
They just block out that entire day.
You have to work Saturday. You
Right.
have to work when no one else is.
Right.
Kind of the thing.
Because you're at everyone else's sort of, I don't want to say beck and call, but you are. You have to be available when other people are not at their jobs.
Yes.
There's nothing worse than any appointment-based business, barber, doctor, farm, anything, and they're only open 9 to 5 Monday through Friday. That's
Right.
the worst.
That's
the
hard.
exact times
It's
that you
the
are
worst.
also busy.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, they were always open 8 to 6.
Yeah.
So, sometimes Dad would go in 7:30. So 8 o'clock, 10 o'clock, if you didn't have a regular, it was kind of slowed down. But then, from like 4 till 6, it was always busy.
So something that you and I actually have in common is that my great-grandfather, who I'm named after, who came from Greece, he worked in a shoe shine shop.
No kidding.
Yeah. And then started his own shoe shine shop.
Oh, wow.
And some of the pictures that I have of him before he got married when he was in his 20s, I mean, we're talking about from 1926, 1927, is this whole row of barber chairs, basically, and then the bronze foot stands for all the shoe shines.
Oh, wow. Now, we never did that. Okay. So if someone's getting a haircut, I always took their shoes off. And then did them at my stand, which is kind of on the other side. Now, but there was a chair that you could do it when they were wearing them.
Right.
That was always a little trick, and it's something every shoe shine guy I ever saw has a little trick.
Is it the snap?
Yes. No, I could never do the snap.
Yeah.
I could never do the snap. So I'm like, man, what can I do? So I would twirl my brushes. So I'd do the little, and then catch them and do this, and boom, boom, boom. So I was showing Nicole a little while ago. I'm like, yep, still got it. I'm flipping around, and, get my shoes.
He said,
like,
look at this, baby.
What are you doing? Yeah, don't throw me another brush. Yeah, because I can only handle one.
So every shoe shine kid needs something.
Yeah,
He needs some trick. If it's not the snapping of the towel.
And I tried. I'm like, I don't. My dad goes, oh, it's in the wrist. It's the wrist. I'm like, I don't have that soul. I'm sorry.
What else? So what else could there be? Like if there were other barbers, or maybe I should say, if there were other former shoe shine kids, you brought up something I'd never thought of, which is doing brush tricks. What else do you think there could have been that others might have had skill with?
Okay, so first of all, if you're going to do that type of work, you got to do a little bit of a show somewhere.
Sure.
Right? So
I do that with window cleaning.
you see.
You're not just getting clean windows.
You're not cleaning windows. You get Greg.
You're getting Greg in a little bit of a show.
In a little bit of a show. What's that, Dean Martin? Yes, it is.
Everybody does love somebody when they're tipping.
Don't matter as long as the bones are good. But no, but you've seen some guys. You go to airports. There's a popular place where shoe shine things are now, and
Modern
they're like
day,
these.
yeah.
They're like these characters. They're telling jokes. They're trying to get people out of the crowd to come and things like
true.
that. You see that.
It's
quite
like
a
the
bit.
guys in New York City who go, "It's showtime," and they like bring everybody around. They don't even do anything that impressive.
No.
They just have the ego to bring everybody into a circle.
Yeah,
and
no, it's very close. It's very close to that. There's no cool way to put on polish.
Right.
Rag fingers, whatever. The snap was always a thing that when you heard it, you knew what was going on. You're like, oh, they did this. And if you have good enough brushes, you don't need that cloth, but that's another thing. Because I was always like, okay, we can do this and do this and do that. And
so do you care about shoes just in general?
Wait, you don't need the cloth if you just have the
No.
So the cloth is kayfabe.
It works for some people. It depends on the leather. Again, it's been my experience it works better on softer leathers than harder ones. The harder ones don't need as much work.
What is
with the brush.
what is the bristles of the brush?
Horsehair.
Horsehair.
Yeah,
Okay.
and I had two different guys
They got
tell
it from
me.
the horse who took them into town.
Yeah, that's
and
what
made
it
a
was.
brush
They just
That was
as
the
they
one.
walked out, they just plucked the tail.
Yeah.
Need a
It
new
was his
brush.
time. It was his time, and you need another brush, Paul? Yeah, here you go.
Sorry, Wilbur.
One guy said, "Hey, use stiff horsehair," and the other guy said, "Use the softer stuff." So I have a set of each.
Okay.
I like the softer ones better, and I don't think that's neither here or there, but
I know
they
that-
both put on a good shine.
You're specifically talking about shoe shining, but have you ever done yourself or seen the guys who basically paint new shoes and put the stain that makes shoes blue or red or tan? Or,
Oh, I've done that.
You have?
Yeah.
You've painted? Really?
Well, okay, it's to shoe dye. I mean, it's leather dye.
Yeah.
Is what it is. I mean, I'm not an artist by any means, but if you have a part of the shoe that the polish just kind of covers it up, but you can tell it's going to be temporary. That polish is going to wear off. Then you get the dye out. And
But
you do
is
it real
that
quick.
like a fix or a repair thing, or have you done it from scratch?
I never done it with scratch. I
Okay.
have changed shoes completely one color. Like I had this gray pair of shoes. I'm like, I never wear this gray pair of shoes. You know what? I'm going to scrub this leather and I'm going to make it burgundy. Boom.
Ooh.
And did that.
I've never even
And,
thought of that being a possibility.
Yeah. Yeah. No. And then
I've done it
incredible.
accidentally.
Yeah, we've all done it accidentally. But it's also a nice thing to
With
have
what?
too.
I think it was just like a darker brown, and I finished. I was like, oh, that looks nice. That is not the color of my shoes. Well, I guess I got to do the other one now.
Yeah, that does
Too
happen.
late.
That
Hey,
does
honey,
happen.
I have a new pair of black shoes.
That's it.
How do you like these? Will these go with your dress? I don't know.
So I was going to ask, do you care about shoes in general?
Sure. Yeah.
Do you ever use shoe trees?
Yeah.
Do you?
Yeah.
You
I
have
haven't
to for
used
leather.
them. Yeah, well, it
I said you have
depends.
to for leather.
You got yours. Wasn't it because you saw, I'm going to be tooting my own horn a bit. Wasn't it because you saw the ones I had for mine? You're like, where'd you get your shoe trees?
Not consciously, at least.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the wood ones or metal ones.
trying
or
to get
plastic?
credit
Or-
for something
okay.
here. Yeah, I have the wood ones.
Because I've used metal ones. I've used plastic ones. Currently, I do not use them.
If you go on the Patreon, Greg will show you the brand of shoe
Yes.
trees he uses.
Order today.
Our sponsor today is
And because I do keep my dress shoes still go in the box they came in.
Mm-hmm.
So I only wear them for whatever, and then I put them back in the box. So they don't sit on a shelf. They're not crowded with other shoes.
Can I tell you a pet peeve? This is
Yes,
a pet
yes, you may.
peeve, and I'm sorry in advance to my parents who are going to be listening to this. But because
But if you subscribe to the Patreon, he'll apologize to you.
I've said so many, this isn't even a bad thing. This was just a pet peeve thing. But we had, growing up, a closet where our shoes went. And I always hated when my meeting shoes had other shoes on top of them.
Oh, that's bad. That's bad news.
And I'm not saying anyone did that on purpose,
Yeah.
but
So just like your leather nice dress shoes, where it just had like another shoe just stacked on
on
it?
top of it.
That doesn't sound like a pet peeve. It just sounds like a bad thing.
Well, I'm sorry, Mom and Dad. I know you didn't do it on purpose. I know you didn't. I'm sorry.
Sins of the father. Yes.
But because of this is now why my shoes not only have shoe trees, but they don't touch in my closet. None of my shoes are touching
I
each
think
other.
that makes perfect sense.
Like the pairs are touching.
Yeah.
But then there is space between
the pairs. Yeah. Yeah.
That's not crazy, right?
No.
Okay.
But there are some shoes that require them because those, the really good shoe trees,
Yeah.
the cedar ones that have the little spring in them, and because when I would get the like the fleet order of shoes, most of them would have shoe trees in them, and then you have to make sure, okay, this shoe tree goes with this one, blah 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 blah.
The ones that I got are like part wood, part metal, and part spring. Like they slightly
Oh, yeah.
compress so that
Yeah.
you
Yep.
can push it into the shoe,
Yep.
the leather shoe.
The
Yep.
topic today is actually shoe shine, by the way. I didn't know if
Yeah,
you knew
apparently it changed. Apparently it changed.
sorry.
But we're talking about this. We're not talking about
We were talking
your
about
family's
barbering.
business. That
But
was all this.
Just as a final side note, I don't even let like my sneakers touch. So it's not just like the nice leather
Oh.
shoes. Like all of my sneakers are also
Yeah, I don't care
separated.
about those.
I do.
Because there's some I have. Some of these are machine washable.
Oh.
Some just say, I'm going to machine wash them, and hey, they're gonna look good.
Interesting.
But no, the dress shoes in my home get a special little category for themselves
Okay.
that are on par with you. But that's where I draw the line.
Okay. So the other thing I had on my mind, as soon as you said barbering, my first thought was barber chairs.
Yeah.
Now, have you been in enough barber chairs in your life, Ethan? I know Paul has.
To
talk about what you like in a barber.
in the chair. I don't know. I don't know if I think. Really, you think barbershop? You go right to the chair.
Yeah.
Why is that?
Because I'm not a barber and I only ever experience the chair.
Okay, but out of everything you think,
So
the
I
chair.
have things that I love and hate about barber chairs.
Okay.
But do
What?
you?
No.
Okay.
No. Never given it a second thought.
That kind of goes to a thing where Nicole and I were walking by this old barbershop, whatever, and I paused and I'm looking. She goes, "What are you doing?" I said, "That chair looks like my dad's chair." And my dad had a chair from like the 20s. And they didn't make parts for it anymore, so he made some friends with some machine shop guys to make brake. It had brakes on it, things like that.
He had a chair from when?
Like the 20s.
When you were born. Sorry.
Greg.
I went back to ask you that question just so I could make that joke. I'm sorry.
I mean, it's all about horses. What was the name of the horse that you got the horse hair from for your brushes? Yeah.
What
Wilbur
made the
was
chair?
good.
What made the chair unique? Was it like part bronze and copper and leather?
You know what?
and-
I think it was designed. The bottom was like this porcelain, and just the foot of it was different.
Oh,
To
wow.
where the other chairs they had in the shop were from 1966. 'Cause that's what it said on it. Were partly stainless steel. Dad's
really
was
just
a-
quality materials.
It was just a little. I mean, there was more artistry in the manufacturing. There was
yeah.
so the way it wasn't like a uniform. Let's say. Armrest with a basic support.
It had a design.
It had a design to it,
had
and it was
character.
connected, and it was chrome,
Yeah.
and it was actually quite interesting. And then there was one time he had to get it reupholstered, and my dad didn't go the best way, and the reason he did that was because of time, because he always worked, but. My family comes from a fine, big
Hey,
line of
we're back
deer
to dead
hunters.
dads.
Yeah, we're back to dead
Full
dads.
circle.
Back to dead dads. And so my dad was a big deer hunter, and his brothers and my cousins and stuff. And so there was 10 days where they had to redo all these chairs, and kind of did it. And I mean, yeah, it was new leather, but it wasn't true to form.
Just as a way of connecting your two topics, you're talking about how ornate and detailed things used to be.
Yeah.
I mean, I kind of feel the same way about stories. Like, we used to just care much more about the details of things
We did.
than we do now. I mean, design has become so minimalist. We've lost a lot of the emotion. I mean, albeit small, that you would get from saying, I built that chair and I take pride in that.
Yep.
Or my customers get to sit in a chair that is very beautiful and I'm proud of that
Yeah.
as a barber.
Yeah.
You know?
No, that if I had the chance to buy a chair like that, I'd buy it in a heartbeat.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah.
I like the
Longevity is just different, right?
Yeah.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
Well, because now the thought process isn't how can I build something that lasts? How can I build something that people will buy again in 5 years?
Right.
You know?
Right. Yeah.
But my favorite barber chairs have, of course, the headrest, so that when they're doing anything like
Oh,
with
yeah.
your beard,
Yep.
it's not killing your neck,
Yep.
right? And then my favorite thing is the foot part. I don't know what it's called, but there's the footrest for normal, right? But then if they really lay you back, you flip it over.
Yeah.
And it's now
Yeah.
a cushion.
Yes.
And you put the back of your ankles
Your ankles on it. Yeah.
on it, and it rests, and
Yep.
now your feet are kicked up
Yep.
while you're getting, like a shave or something.
Yeah, no, Dad always did it when tip me back to the shampoo bowl because every barber had their own shampoo bowl.
Right.
Oh yeah, and I'd flip it down myself. All right, and no, that was.
I love that part.
Yeah, that one's pretty cool.
Do you know, because this is another thing that I thought of. Do you know what this is?
Yeah,
What is it?
shave and haircut, 2 bits. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. So then, no,
Explain to people
there
who
was a
don't
sign.
know.
Yeah, no, it's a shave and a haircut used to be 25 cents. 25 cents is 2 bits. That's
Right.
what they referred to it back in
And-
the 20s when I was born. Apparently,
When you were in high school.
Yeah, when I was in high school. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
who used to do that knock?
Oh, I remember it from Bugs Bunny. I don't remember.
I remember it from Bugs Bunny too, but I could have sworn that the lore of that knock had to do with like traveling barbers who would go to people's doors
That's
and
a good question.
instead of bringing them out to the door and saying, I'm this person and here's what I want to
Oh.
offer, they would literally do the knock and the person inside would either say yes or no because they knew exactly who it was and what they were
Wow.
offering and how much it was.
I knew that there was a time, I think it was in like the late 80s, my family got these T-shirts made, Dee's Barbershop, and they put this old kind of artwork on it. And there was a time where barbers did leaching, cupping, and bleeding.
Yeah, the
Oh,
barber.
yeah.
That's where the pole comes from,
Yeah,
right?
that's where the pole comes from.
Yeah.
Right.
And I'm like, leeching, cupping, and bleeding. My dad's like, oh, yeah. But he never did it.
Right.
But I'm like, oh, yeah, they used to do this, and this. And yeah, the old barber pole. My dad, outside the shop, he had a barber pole. And when it broke, he couldn't get it fixed because there was some city ordinance that said you couldn't have a moving sign or something like that, way before digital stuff. But I'm like, oh gosh, so that kind of stinks. But the barber pool's still there, so that's kind of that's kind of cool. But no, getting back to some of the things that I learned a lot in a short time watching these men cut hair. They became my friends. So okay, we're going to talk about dead dads. Uncle died too. My uncle, my uncle actually died in the barbershop. That'll be for the.
Oh my gosh! Yeah. He got shot by a deer.
No, it was a heart attack. It was bad. He was
seeking vengeance.
Yeah, and that was sad. And then the shop went. My dad owned it for a number of time. Then he sold it to the rest of the barbers, which were 3 guys and my cousin. And then my cousin bought it from them, and unfortunately died of COVID.
3 guys, a girl, and a barbershop.
Yeah, something like that.
That was like the old TV show, Two Guys, a Girl, and a Pizza Place.
Yeah. Wasn't Ryan Reynolds in that?
Yeah,
he was a very young Ryan Reynolds.
So I am sorry. We do have to kind of wrap up the topic a little bit. Because we could keep going on this, but I have one final question for your topic.
Yes.
Speaking to the audience, speaking to those who either already are barbers already or people who are looking for a good barber, what are your tips for finding a high-quality barber or becoming a high-quality barber?
Okay. I have gotten my hair cut at chains, a lot of chains, or these little places here and there. I don't think that matters too much, but since I've been around it and I've seen it, I know when someone handles the shears well. If they're uncomfortable, if they're comfortable when they comb your hair. So I go to this old school guy, and he's an older guy, and we start talking. I said, hey, my dad ran a barbershop. And he goes, you remember, don't you? Like, remember what? He goes, remember in a barbershop, you could talk about anything. I'm like, yeah. And I told him my best barber joke, which was, hey, man, it's too bad that all the people that know how to run the country are either busy cutting hair or driving cabs. Because they talk about life. They talk about these certain things. But, to find a good one, you're going to have to go out there. You're going to have to try. You're going to have some bad haircuts before you have a good one.
So you have to experience it.
Absolutely.
You're saying there's not like a giveaway.
Nope.
Okay.
You can sit there if you know what you're looking at. Like if you're familiar with the profession yourself, and you go and watch someone cut hair, you can tell if they're good or not so good.
What about if you already are a barber and you're already doing well? What's a tip you could give for like upping your game and going to that next level?
Never stop learning. Be the best that you can.
Yeah.
Always explore new techniques. Go to the shows. Go to these different things. You will learn more, and that'll make you a better asset to your customers. Absolutely. Never stop learning.
I love that. That's great. Thank you so much for bringing that topic. That's really, really awesome.
My pleasure.
It makes me want to go get an old-fashioned haircut. I do have a great barber who listens and who I hope to have on the podcast. But I love like an old-fashioned... For so long, I wanted to get like a haircut and a shave in New York City when I actually lived, there. I always wanted to do it, but I never got around to the old-fashioned barbershop. But great topic. Thank you.
Cool, yeah.
All right. So the final section of our podcast of this episode is the Pay It Forward questions.
Oh, yes.
And you guys are going to answer questions that the last guest asked that you now get to answer. And then at the end, you guys will leave questions that the next guest will answer. Okay? So, Ethan, this question is for you.
Oh, boy.
Moon landing, real or fake?
Real.
Real.
Yes. If you have ever worked in... Even let's just say small government. If you've ever worked in government, for government, with government, you understand that for the government to get anything done, so many steps. None of it's efficient. None of it is fast or it's just the way government works. So for you to tell me that so many people all agreed to like keep this thing, there's no way. There's no way they could all pull it off and keep it secret. Like government as a whole in society, I think everybody knows it's dysfunctional. There's no way that could be pulled off by a government.
And no other country disagrees that the U.S. made it to the moon.
That's it.
You would think they'd be calling them out.
Right. Mm-hmm. Right.
Okay. That was Gabby's question, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
So you say real.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. She did bring up that she almost talked about conspiracy theories. Is there a conspiracy theory that you do believe in? Like, it's definitely a conspiracy, and it's definitely real.
No, not really.
Mine's JFK. I definitely don't think it wasn't Oswald, but we'll leave that for another episode.
Yeah.
All right, Paul.
Yeah.
You get to answer Ashley's question.
All right.
If you were an ice cream flavor, which
Ooh.
would you be and why?
I'm going to go first answer pop in my head. Superman ice cream.
What
is
are the
awesome.
flavors of
It's three
Superman
flavors.
ice cream?
It's like cherry, blue raspberry. Is it banana? Is that the other one? So it's blue, red, and yellow.
Who makes it?
I don't know.
I've never seen Superman ice
Okay,
cream.
maybe it's
Really?
maybe it's a northern
You know,
thing.
I've seen it in an ice cream shop, but I don't think I've ever seen it like at
Yeah.
the store.
You rarely see it at the store. It's
Yeah.
usually
And you're attracted to the character, and that kind of makes
no,
you.
it's not the character. It's the different flavors. I'm like, oh yeah, we're gonna get that. I mean, the name's cool, of course. I mean, who doesn't want to be like Superman? But no.
And you feel like that's your ice cream flavor.
That, or I'm gonna date myself, is butter pecan.
That butter pecan's good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. There's a bougie place kind of near where we live that does this. They put booze in some of their ice cream, and yeah, it's like the bourbon butter pecan. Oh,
Someone who likes butter pecan ice cream probably also carries around a pocket full of Werther's hard candies.
used to.
Used to.
Yeah. Just for medicinal purposes. So, yeah.
Okay, and what questions would you guys like to leave for the next episode's guests? Ethan?
Next episode's guest question.
Only one of them will get your question.
Only one of them. They don't get the same. Okay.
Correct.
Okay. Can we do Paul first?
All right, no, guys, I just came up with it.
Go ahead,
So
Paul.
I would say
He's got sleepy brain. It's
Yeah,
not
yes,
his fault.
he does. So we'll stall a little bit, and so he can catch up. And
Poor guy.
Take a quick nap. So I would say, think about the automobile. What is the best invention that's on an automobile
Besides the car itself.
besides the car itself?
Best invention ever
what's the best
added to an
added
automobile.
added to the best feature?
Oh,
the best
okay.
feature. I don't know. What's the best feature on an automobile?
Okay. Okay, that wasn't on the Model T.
Correct.
Okay.
So we're not talking about tires or steering wheels or brakes.
Okay. Fair enough. Ethan?
Manicure or pedicure, and why?
Like if you could only have one
You can only have one.
for the rest of your life? Or just like on a visit?
Ooh. Yeah, let's say that's the rest of your life.
Okay.
And why?
If you could only have manicures or pedicures
Yep, that's it.
for the rest of
That's
your
the
life.
question.
Wow,
That's really funny.
that's a good one.
Well, I appreciate you guys very, very much for being here, for having these topics about storytelling and barbering. Great topics, and appreciate you being here, Ethan, especially being so tired and exhausted.
Anytime.
Appreciate you still coming. Very, very nice of you. Paul, appreciate it. Of
course.
And Nicole for handling George. Nicole is off in the corner, and
Yeah,
she will be on an episode at some point. We're going to have you on. You don't have to handle George on the episode, Nicole. Final thing that we have to do, Paul.
Yes.
You have 3 seconds to answer this question after I finish asking it.
All right.
What was your favorite part of Ethan's topic? Go.
That books are his favorite medium of storytelling.
Oh, wow.
That really surprised me because I don't think people read enough today.
Excellent. Ethan, you're going to have 3 seconds to answer this question after I finish asking it. Okay?
Okay, I'm ready. Maybe.
What was your favorite thing that Paul said today?
Shoe shine cloths are a hoax. You heard it here first.
Shoe shine cloths are hoaxes.
Are hoaxes. You don't need them.
You don't need
You
them.
don't need them. They're fake. It's just so they can snap them. You know, if they could twirl a brush like him, they probably wouldn't even use them.
What a hot
There you
take.
go. There you
What
go.
a hot take.
There's a conspiracy theory for you. Yeah.
Thank you so much for being here, guys. We thank everybody for tuning in and listening. Please feel free to leave your comments. I'm sure we're going to have a lot based on everything that we talked about. So we thank you for tuning in, and we'll catch you next time. Thank you. Oh, and remember to go have
To
a
the Patreon.
No. I haven't started it yet. People are going to be looking for it. Where is it? No, remember to go have a coffee with a friend and don't take your phone with you. That's my closing comment. Thank you, everybody. Bye.